This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, and I'm your host, Jason
Good
Glick.
evening, Jason Glick. How the hell are you?
I'm doing just fine, John. Yourself?
I'm here. Present. It's December. Welcome to December, everyone. Welcome me to December. Chaos, Black Friday, yada yada yada. You know how it goes.
Yeah, good times and all. It's like, it's like his season for shopping and everything, and also, it's like time for deals as well. And that actually figures into like what I got for us tonight to talk about.
Oh,
Yeah, because I was planning on buying this anyway, but hey, thanks to Amazon, someone's finger slipping at Amazon, there's actually I managed to get this for about half off, and considering how it ultimately turned out, I think it's a pretty good deal.
nice.
Yeah, so I'm talking about Marvel's latest big event series, Original Sin. Now it's like this. Now Marvel's they've been doing they've kind of a mixed bag over the years with their event series. Avengers vs. X-Men was kind of a mixed bag. I like the tie-ins more than the main series. Age of Ultron, I waited until I found it for half off at Comic-Con, and I'm glad I did. Infinity was easily one of the best things they've done in that regard in years, and you may be hearing it more about it in a couple weeks. And then you've got Original Sin, which because someone's finger at Amazon slipped, I got this for like slightly more than half off. Like I pre-ordered it a couple months back, and so here it is, and it's an 8-issue limited series from a couple of guys who've done like really good stuff for the company in the past. Jason Aaron and Mike Deodato. Now, longtime readers and listeners know that I really like Jason Aaron's work. What he's done with his Indian crime drama Scalped, his work on Wolverine and the X-Men, and his current run on Thor for Marvel. So and this series was pitched as basically a big cosmic murder mystery, as in who shot the Watcher. And so I thought, hey, this sounds like a pretty solid base for an event series. Then the reviews started trickling in for the individual issues, and they were to be charitable, lukewarm for lack of a better term. But hey, I as I have said numerous times here and on the site, I'm invested in the narrative of the Marvel universe to the point where Marvel actually has one, as opposed to DC, which is they manage to pull it off every once in a while, but there really isn't one, for lack of a better term. So basically, if you want to know what's up with the state of the Marvel universe, you got to keep reading their big event series and such. Original Sin isn't terrible, but I'm still kind of trying to figure out what the point is, aside from just raising mistrust and chaos, like in the build up to events like Axis, Time Runs Out, and Secret Wars, and also serving as a springboard for all these retcons they're doing in the tie-in series. I mean, basically, the series is kind of like retcon, the crossover event. And it's because of all the because it's based around secrets. People finding out stuff they never knew about themselves, and what all the fallout from that it entails. Now, here's the thing. Back things up a bit. The Watcher is a character created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, who is big head, big collar. Shows up whenever like the most dire events are set to befall the Marvel universe. I mean, he first showed up to let everyone know that Galactus was coming, and he's been making appearances in other big Marvel events ever since, and other random stuff as well. I mean, he's the Watcher we know, whose name is Utao. Even though he's bound to a vow of non-interference, he's interfered plenty over the years for reasons both big and small. But it's just kind of like just little things here and there. But we're reintroduced to him in the preludes to this to the main series. I mean, there's a nice there's a couple of shorts. There's a nice short from Ed Brubaker and Javier Pulido that channels the big, awe-inspiring Lee and Kirby vibe as a couple of guys in suits break into the Watcher's sanctum on the moon to try and to try and steal some secrets while he's in his fugue state, uploading his secrets of the year to whatever collective he responds to. So so it's basically just a bunch of guys, just, talking about, hey, it's like we're stealing stuff. Oh, he's observing these things and he's not going to interfere in these horrible events that are coming. And but what we're getting will allow the unseen to kill him. So it's just a case of hey, we're building up hype for the for this particular event series. Then you got issue 0, which is basically a get reacquainted with the Watcher, which comes to us from Mark Waid and Jim Chung. It's actually more of a Nova story, the current Nova. It's like the little kid Sam Alexander, who is basically who is like the current Nova, and how he just wonders, hey, what the why is he he's wondering, like, why is the Watcher watching all this stuff? What's he what's his purpose in all this and all? And even though it's kind of it's a familiar kind of story, we get it's like Sam's like a big overexcited kid, and the Watcher's just like the straight silent man to all of his actions. It's still a fun cute story that basically establishes does a good job of establishing their characters, and brings you to speed what the Watcher's deal is. It's like, I thought it was fun. Chung's art is very impressive. And I thought that did a good job of just bringing everyone up to speed, and just giving the what Waid does a good job of humanizing the Watcher in terms of what he's one of the things that he's watching all the multiverse for. So it's handled pretty well. And yeah, we get a moment where Utao breaks his Watcher vow of non-interference and tells Sam one little thing, and it's kind of cool. I like that. So overall, it's a nice setup to just to bring us up to speed on the characters. Now, Original Sin, the miniseries proper. Now, with Aaron's Marvel work, he's always good with embracing the big over the top aspects of it. You can see that in his work on Wolverine and the X-Men, which had this crazy school with all these over the top antics of its characters and its attendees, and that's kind of like, and he doesn't go that over the top here, but it's kind of subdued compared to his other work. And it starts off with the Watcher on the moon, witnessing his own death, and then seeing the people who we think have come to kill him. Then it shifts to a meeting between Wolverine, Steve Rogers, seeing Natasha Romanoff and Nick Fury for Meet Night. It's like their monthly or where whatever frequency they do in order to kick back and hang out. And we get a nice soliloquy from Fury about the best steak that anyone's ever had, that he and Steve Rogers have ever had, and that was during World War II when they killed a cow during a Nazi firefight, and then just cooked it up afterwards. So it's nice. It's a nice grounded start for this huge cosmic mystery when they find out that the Watcher has been shot through the head and killed, and not only that, both of his eyes have been stolen. So everyone's wondering, who did this, and why did they do it? So I mean, you've got the official investigation, which is being run by, which Captain America picks Nick Fury to run because hey, Fury's got is the guy with all the secrets. He's the one who's always running things behind the scenes in the Marvel universe. So what better person to run it? Then you've also got a parallel investigation being run by someone who we don't know about, who's recruited the likes of the Black Panther, Emma Frost, Ant-Man, Scott Lang, the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes, Moon Knight, Gamora, the Punisher, and Doctor Strange. It's like in order to run these other parallel investigations into who might have killed the Watcher as well. So the series basically follows these these different threads, and at one point they do eventually converge, and we find out that who really killed the Watcher and why he did this. Now, as it is, it's like this is a very Nick Fury centric series, and it's like, and even though it's like I like the idea that we're getting something that shows Nick interacting with the Marvel Universe proper instead of on the fringes, like he did in Secret Warriors. But at the same time, though, it involves a lot of retcons to his character, and also it's like because the whole premise of this series basically borrows a lot from a Garth Ennis miniseries from years ago called The Unknown Soldier. Now this is way back in the 90s. It probably more than 15 years now. Actually, it's really old. I'm old. That's how it is. And now The Unknown Soldier was basically Ennis's attempt to take give the Vertigo take to one of the DC's old War Comics characters, a guy who who had like a scarred face, always appeared in bandages, but could assume anyone's identity, regardless of the and he's always like and was able to infiltrate any wartime situation. And Ennis reinvented the character as someone who basically took the face of American military superiority from World War II onto the present. He was just the guy who showed up in order to do all the jobs that that needed to be done in order to secure American superiority. Like, until the point came when he couldn't do it anymore, and he had to find someone else in order to take his place. In order to do that, he took this guy on a trip through all of his greatest hits over the years, for lack of a better term. So, and that's basically what happens here. I mean, someone who has basically spent most of their life protecting the Marvel Universe from all these hidden, unknown threats. Someone known as the Unseen wants someone else to take their place, and it's like, and in doing so, this person shows all these other heroes, what they've done over the years, just to show them why this person's job is so necessary. My issue is that it's the person who does this takes such a long and circuitous route to doing it. That's just kind of hey, why didn't you just tell them? I mean, yes, I know it's secretive, and you had people understand first, but why it just seems like ridiculous, for lack of a better term. I just couldn't buy it in the end, and that's the main issue. I mean, even though the storytelling is generally pretty sound, I just couldn't buy the main the reasoning behind the unseen logic as to why things had to be this way, instead of just simply telling all the people this person wanted to be their successor, why they had to be this way. So there you go. And also I will admit that some of Aaron's storytelling choices as far as the supporting cast are slightly questionable in a sense. I mean, on one hand, I like the idea that his pet villain, the Orb, the guy with the eyeball for a face, is one of the big players here, which is just amusing. It's a right set of amusing the ridiculous, to the point where where his reinvention at the end of the series, I just think it makes a ridiculous character even more ridiculous and silly and stupid, which is kind of the point. What less engaging is the fact that Aaron also brings back a couple of characters from Grant Morrison's old Marvel Boys series, Oubliette and Dr. Midas. I liked how I liked the characters, especially in that series. I liked how Oubliette made her brief return in Kieran Gillen's Young Avengers series as Marvel Boys X. Their purpose here doesn't seem to be as fleshed out or as as it could have been. I mean, you could have really swapped out any other supervillains for the roles that these characters are meant to provide here. So I mean, I can only assume that Aaron, well, I don't know. It's like, now that I think about it, given their interchangeable nature, it's like it may have been just that Aaron was asked to bring them. It's like bring them in because whoever because someone at Marvel Editorial basically said, hey, these characters are great characters. We need you to help bring them back into circulation in a way. Aaron goes, okay, yeah, I can do that. Because otherwise, it means like they don't. I mean, like I said, they don't contribute any very specific function beyond just being the general antagonists of the tale. It's like, and overall, it's like, I mean, the series also does shuffle some. There's often lots of shuffling around, like in terms of like these stories go. I mean, we end with like a new person taking over the role of the Watcher. We end with someone being a new intergalactic protector, like of the Marvel universe. Let's see, what else? I think that's about it. Oh, and just general. We found out that Thor has been made unworthy because of a couple words whispered to him that apparently caused him to realize that, hey, he's not worthy of holding Mjolnir anymore. So there's that, and also the just the general mistrust everyone has because of the secrets that have been revealed over the course of the series. The thing is, though, that I'll admit that the premise that the springboard the series gives for the tie-ins, basically like secrets revealed that no one ever knew about, is a decent, works decently. But at the same time, though, I'm kind of wondering just how this lines up with Hickman's New Avengers, which basically has the revelation that which Hickman actually uses the springboard really well. I'll be talking about this, maybe not this week, but certainly in the future, about the fact that the Illuminati wiped Captain America's memory after they kicked him out of their group, and what he remembered from the eye bomb that the orb unleashed, he remembered that they wiped his memory, and so that basically sets them on a collision, Captain America on a collision course with the Illuminati, and I'm just kind of curious about how either he was just holding it all in while he was working with the members of the Illuminati that he knew in this series, just Iron Man, Doctor Strange, the Black Panther, and he was just holding it all in until it was done, and then he goes off goes to have his reckoning with Iron Man, because that's the only way I can think that the timeline would line up for how these revelations work. It doesn't. We don't get a sense of that in here, but it's like, hey, I guess if you're like me and you're trying to and you can if you're able to rationalize these continuity glitches, then you can give yourself an honorary no prize for rectifying Marvel continuity like that. Even so, it's like, I will admit that the tie-ins have been pretty decent so far. I just spent earlier today. I'm writing up the Hulk versus Iron Man miniseries, which while ultimately inessential, still offers still presents a nice character story between Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, as you find out just why the secret role that Tony Stark had in the in the creation of the Gamma Bomb. It's like, and also then you got the Thor and Loki miniseries, which is ostensibly part of Jason Aaron's run with Thor, but it's actually Aaron only co-scripted it with co-plotted it with Al Ewing, who does the Loki series, and Ewing did the script, and it's basically just set up the fact that Angela, the character that used to be one of Todd McFarlane's cast of Spawn, is actually Thor's sister, Thor and Loki's sister. And now that I've told you this, that's basically the big revelation that the series is building towards too, and that's something that was basically set up in the preview materials. So whatever, it's not bad, but when you're building to this big revelation that everyone already knows, it's not that not all that impressive. Hickman's Avengers work, however, is actually pretty entertaining. Even though I will say that his Avengers story, Infinite Avengers, is cool and weird even by his standards, given all the time, like all the time jumping mechanics that the plot device of the Infinity Gem works with. And with regards to his New Avengers arc, it's like Richardson only tangentially affects that, because we find out that now that Captain America knows, he's going to come gunning for the Illuminati and what they've done. But that's still a very solid story, and especially the final few pages when we find out just what Namor's been up to. Oh yeah, that's the way to build. It's like anticipation for an upcoming arc, and that's actually the event. Hickman's Avengers stuff makes me more interested in seeing what comes next for the Marvel Universe than the main miniseries does itself. That being said, though, the main collection also collects a bunch of extraneous stuff as well, including the 5-part digital miniseries Young Avengers: Hide in Plain Sight, which is a fun which is a fun little bit of nonsense from Ryan North and some artist whose name I can't remember, Ramon Villalobos, whose style basically reminds me very much of Chris Burnham's, who's in turn reminds me of Frank Quitely. So we're dealing with like 2 degrees of remove right here. But it's a fun witty series that basically has Marvel Boy, Prodigy, and Hulkling tangling with the Hood in order to extract all this information from these poor homeless New Yorkers, before it drives them insane, and the heroes trying to stop the Hood from using it to his benefit. So it's fun, maybe a bit too self-consciously witty, but so good fun overall. And I liked having it here. Then we also get the 5-part miniseries Original Sins, which basically has a bunch of writers either setting up future stories or just doing shorts involving surprise revelations. I honestly like the more comedy oriented bits, like Stuart Moore and Rick Geary's 2-page bit about Lockjaw, remembering where he just buried a giant bone on the moon, or Dan Slott and Mark Bagley writing about the one time that J. Jonah Jameson wrote a good review of a Spider-Man performance, or Ty Templeton's take on a revelation that Howard the Duck is actually a secret genius who buried his genius in order to avoid being beaten up as a kid. And then we also get other fun bits, but then there are some better stories that actually work pretty well in the longer form, like the short from James Robinson and Alex Maleev about a really arrogant New York stockbroker who winds up getting one of Dr. Doom's big secrets and trying to blackmail him for it. The problem is, you don't blackmail Dr. Doom at all, and this guy finds that out the hard way. And then, and also the Al Ewing's story that he did with Butch Grease, that basically has one of Fury's oldest friends, Dum Dum Dugan, confronting him over what he's done over the course of the series. And and actually this is actually kind of a story that should have been done in the series proper, because it's a really it's a really affecting way of bringing Nick Fury to account to all the stuff he's done over the years, while also assaulting the Earth for any use of Dum Dum over the years, and bringing him back. It's like, wow. It's like, on one hand, it's pretty brutal what they do to the character here, but at the same time, though, it's like seeing what they do would have been really would make some really compelling material to work with. It's in the series proper, and I wish that that Aaron had taken the chance to do that. Oh, but then we also get a nice 2-page closer for these things, where with Chip Zdarsky, the absurdist artist for sex criminals, basically has basically it has Nick Fury grilling the rest of the Marvel Universe for all these weird secrets like they've had that they have, such as revealing that She-Hulk never passed the bar. Frank Castle, the Punisher, actually choosing to go to the park the day his family was killed. Magneto doesn't actually control metal; he actually just talks to it. And apparently, Black Panther is actually a secret Avril Lavigne fan. Beast has been pitching a series called Stars and Garters for years now. Silver Surfer, he actually ate a couple planets when he was being Galactus' Herald. The Watcher didn't actually die; he just faked his death. And and the Squirrel Girl actually hates squirrels. It's absurdist fun, and and one of the more memorable parts of the series. Oh, there's also a Secret Avengers bit involving Nick Fury Jr. and Phil Coulson from Ailes Cott and Ryan Kelly. That, well, yeah, it's all right. That's really about it. It's like, out of all the thing, when I went to reread this, I couldn't actually bring myself to go back and give this second reread. It was just, it's like, it was there. I guess it's added content, so I guess it's better to have it than not have it at all. So overall, it's like Original Sin. All you know is that the Watcher gets shot. The Marvel Universe works itself into a lather over its death. But a bunch of people get punished. Some people more so than others, and in the end, everyone's left more mistrustful than before. All the better to work everyone to a lather for Axis. Time runs out, and Secret Wars. So I don't know. It's like I said, if you're like me and you're invested in the narrative of the Marvel Universe, you probably already own this. For everyone else, I don't know. Just wait until if you really want to read it, just wait until the trade paperback comes out, and it'll be a lot cheaper than the $75 this hardcover costs. Yeah, that's really not worth it, even at Amazon's standard deep discount. So there you go. John, it's like, any thoughts on all this rambling from your end?
So you think it'd be a pass for some, and it sounds like maybe, others that want to kind of just keep tabs on the Marvel Universe probably wouldn't want to get it, huh?
Yeah, it's like I said, if you're already committed to following the narrative of the Marvel Universe, as such a thing as exists, and I still kind of feel like an ass for saying this, but like I said, you've probably already bought this. But like I said, for everyone else who is, I guess, on the fence, everyone's on the fence. It's like you can probably just give this a pass, and everyone who has decided, I'm not going to buy this because I think it sounds dumb. Well, I guess this is kind of justification for you then.
Yeah, the Amazon, it's got 3 stars out of 5. The general reviews overall, average aggregate reviews on it, and there's some people who are like, kind of stated. There was one guy stated something similar to yours, but not in much detail as you just went into. So interesting. Okay, so do you know what you're gonna have on tap for next time?
Well, yeah, next time. But let me just state for comparison. If we're talking about Amazon Marvel reviews, which take these
with a grain of salt.
Yes, as you always should. Yes. Infinity Hickman's crossover had 4.1 stars. So okay. So there you go. I think that about sums things up right there. But like I said, these are all reader reviews, so just take these all with a grain of salt. But
yeah.
Next up is a series I've been following for a couple of years called Granville from Brian Talbot. It's like his anthropomorphic animal saga of anthropomorphic animals, in 19th century in the 19th century steampunk kind of world. It's like I really enjoyed it, and I'm gonna love going back and rereading the 4 volumes so far for next week. So, cool. Spoiler warning: I really like this. And in 2 weeks from now, you're going to be talking about in depth why I really like this series.
All right, and we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Click.